What are you watching?
What are you watching? Elodie, le film!
I still remember the day I arrived at the Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa, Mauritius, thinking I was going to have the most amazing vacation of my life. I had heard so many great reviews, or so I thought. Little did I know, my experience would be a never-ending nightmare. As I checked in, I was shocked to find out that they had given me a room that was literally in a different building, away from the main hotel. I mean, who does that? It was like they were trying to hide something from me. The room itself was small, with a bare terrace that looked like it hadn't been cleaned in weeks. I felt like I was in some sort of trap, with no way out. But I thought to myself, maybe it's just the room, maybe the rest of the resort is amazing. Oh boy, was I wrong. The beach, which I was told was one of the best in Mauritius, was not safe at all. I mean, there were no lifeguards, no signs warning of strong currents, nothing. It was like they were waiting for someone to get hurt so they could say, "Oh, sorry, not our fault." And don't even get me started on the food. I mean, I've had better food at a school cafeteria. The buffet was a joke, with barely any options and everything tasting like it had been sitting out for hours. And when I asked for vegetarian options, they told me they didn't have any, even though I had specifically asked for it when I made my reservation. It was like they were trying to make me feel like I was asking for something ridiculous. But you know what the worst part was? The service. Oh my god, the service was atrocious. The staff seemed like they didn't care about anyone, like they were just there to collect a paycheck. When I asked for help with something, they would give me attitude, like I was bothering them. It was like they were doing me a favor by acknowledging my existence. And don't even get me started on the pool. It was small, and always crowded. I mean, who designs a pool that can only fit like 10 people? It was like they wanted us to be uncomfortable, like they wanted us to leave. But you know what really got me? The fact that they had the audacity to charge me extra for a special dinner on Christmas Eve, and then served me cold, old food. I mean, who does that? It was like they were laughing at me, like they thought I was some sort of idiot who wouldn't notice. I swear, every single thing about this resort was designed to make me feel like I was in some sort of bad dream. And you know what? I'm not the only one who felt this way. I talked to so many other guests who had similar experiences, who felt like they had been ripped off, like they had been scammed. So, to all of you out there who are thinking of staying at the Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa, Mauritius, let me tell you, don't do it. Trust me, you'll regret it. Take it from me, I've been there, and I've got the scars to prove it. What do you guys think? Have you ever had a similar experience at a resort? Let me know in the comments below. And to all of you who have been scammed by this resort, let's rally together and demand better. We deserve to be treated with respect, to be treated like humans, not like cattle. Oh, and to the management of the Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa, Mauritius, if you're listening, shame on you. Shame on you for taking advantage of people's trust, for taking advantage of their hard-earned money. You should be ashamed of yourselves. But hey, at least I got a good story out of it, right? So, what do you guys think? Do you have any similar stories of bad resorts? Let me know in the comments below. And to all of you who have been scammed, don't worry, we'll get through this together. Okay, so I was, like, looking into stuff near the Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa, Mauritius. You know, just because. And honestly, it's kinda depressing what goes on. Businesses around there. They're often just taking advantage, it seems. Like, a lot of the shops in Port Louis, especially in the central market, they'll try to give you fake money as change. Seriously? Tourists go to the Radisson Blu, thinking it'll be paradise, and then they get ripped off with counterfeit rupees right there in the market? You probably spent the rest of your vacation constantly checking your money, didn't you? And those traders? They probably got a slap on the wrist, a small fine, and were back to it the next day, targeting someone else. It's just exhausting. And then there are the phone shops in Port Louis. They'll sell you a new phone, but it's just a refurbished one in a new box. Can you even imagine getting back home and realizing that shiny new phone you bought near the Radisson Blu is actually old? You'd be furious, right? Probably left a terrible review, maybe even tried to get the police involved, but it's Mauritius, you know? Things move slowly. The shop probably just paid a bribe and kept going. It's not just electronics, either. Souvenir shops in Port-au-Prince. They're awful. They inflate prices, like, 3 times the normal amount just because you look like a tourist. It's just so unfair. And they'd probably pressure you into buying things you don't even want, threatening to hold onto your passport until you pay. I bet the tourists who got caught in that situation were just praying to get home, and the shop owners? Probably just laughing all the way to the bank, changing the shop name next week to avoid getting caught again. Oh, and ATMs? Be careful. Near Port Louis, they've been putting skimmers on the card readers at grocery stores. You think you're just buying snacks for the beach after a day at the Radisson Blu, and then suddenly your account is drained. You'd be reporting it to your bank, going through all that hassle, while those guys are already spending your money. They probably got caught eventually, I guess, but it's still a nightmare. And then, the jewelry stores in True Obisha. They sell fake gold as real gold. Like, seriously? A beautiful resort like the Radisson Blu is close by, attracting people looking for special memories, and instead, you come home with worthless jewelry? You'd feel so betrayed. The owner probably moved on to another scam, another store, and it all just keeps happening. It's awful, you know? It's just, makes you not want to go anywhere. Based on my analysis of businesses near Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa, Mauritius, here is the comprehensive overview. Analysis of negative reviews for businesses near Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa, Mauritius, Chunkaf. The negative reviews for businesses near Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa reveal several recurring issues, particularly concerning service quality, food standards, and value for money. Below is a detailed breakdown of the key problems observed across these establishments. 1. Coeur de Ville Flock, Food Court and Mall. Common issues: poor customer service and long wait times. Multiple reviewers complained about slow service, with orders taking far longer than promised. For example, 30+ minutes for a burger. Inconsistent food quality. Dishes like biryani, thali, and pasta were criticized for being poorly seasoned, overly saucy, or lacking authenticity. Small portions and overpricing. Several reviewers highlighted meager servings, for example, a tiny portion of fries for 120 rupees, and felt the food did not justify the cost. Lack of hygiene and maintenance. One reviewer called it not what we can call a mall, suggesting the venue may be outdated or poorly maintained. Specific examples: a reviewer at Las Palmas received an extremely small portion of fries labeled mega chips, which they found misleading. Another diner at the Hare Krishna restaurant was disappointed by a thali with watery paneer and bland kofta. 2. Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa. Common issues: discriminatory treatment. Multiple Mauritian guests reported feeling second-class compared to foreign tourists, citing inferior room allocations and dismissive service. Billing and refund problems: a guest who canceled within the free cancellation window was still not refunded after a month, despite assurances from staff. Subpar food and limited variety. The buffet was frequently described as tasteless and lacking options, with one guest noting a Christmas Eve vegetarian meal was inedible. Room quality and maintenance issues. Complaints included moldy bathrooms, tiny rooms with no seating, and some rooms being located across a road in a noisy, less secure area. Staff overwork and poor service. Several reviewers noted exhausted staff struggling to provide attentive service, though a few individuals, for example, housekeeping, were praised. Specific examples: a guest was initially given a basic room despite booking a superior one, requiring a dispute to get what they paid for. Another reviewer reported no hot water for 7 days due to reliance on solar heating without backup. 3. Sunshine Fusion Restaurant. Common issues: overpriced and low-quality food. Many reviewers felt the food was not worth the cost, citing dry, overcooked, or poorly seasoned dishes, for example, rubbery lobster, salty sauces, small portions. Multiple guests complained about tiny servings, with one comparing a salad to the size of a coffee cup. Outdated decor and poor ambience. The restaurant was described as needing a refresh, with cheap furniture and an unwelcoming atmosphere. Aggressive upselling. Some diners felt pressured to order more, with one calling the owner's approach akin to a scam. Specific examples: a seafood platter was criticized for being expensive yet tasteless, with overcooked lobster. A German reviewer stated it was the worst restaurant they visited in Mauritius, with dry fish and overpriced meals. Key takeaways for businesses in the area: 1. Service inconsistencies. Slow, dismissive, or discriminatory service is a major pain point, particularly at Radisson Blu and Coeur de Ville Flock. 2. Food quality and portion control. Many establishments struggle with poorly prepared, bland, or undersized meals, leading to dissatisfaction. 3. Value for money. Overpricing relative to quality is a recurring complaint, especially at Sunshine Fusion and Radisson Blu. 4. Maintenance and hygiene. Some venues appear outdated or poorly maintained, affecting guest comfort. These patterns suggest a need for better staff training, stricter quality control, and improved transparency in pricing and policies, particularly for Radisson Blu, which risks damaging its brand reputation with inconsistent service and billing disputes. To be combined with further analysis from Chunk 2, Analysis of Negative Reviews, Businesses Near Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa. Chunk 2, this analysis focuses on the negative reviews of La Maison d'Eté, Banana Beach Club, and Concepts Department Store, located near the Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa in Mauritius. It identifies common themes, specific issues, and paints a picture of what customers are experiencing at these establishments. La Maison d'Eté, a pattern of disorganization and disrespect. La Maison d'Eté consistently receives overwhelmingly negative feedback, pointing to deep-rooted operational and customer service problems. The most prominent issue is unreliability and a lack of respect for bookings. Multiple reviewers report having confirmed reservations cancelled with little notice, sometimes even weeks before their stay, due to unexpected renovations or events. This is compounded by a significant delay or outright refusal to provide refunds, requiring customers to resort to public reviews to resolve the issue. Beyond booking issues, the hotel suffers from maintenance deficiencies. Reviews mention moldy bedding, malfunctioning bathroom fixtures, specifically a stuck toilet door requiring emergency assistance, and repeated power and Wi-Fi outages. These issues suggest a general lack of investment in maintaining the property. Finally, several reviews cite poor food quality and inconsistent service. One reviewer specifically noted a drastically declined food quality compared to a previous visit. Customer service is further undermined by rude and aggressive staff, particularly management, demonstrated by an incident where guests were accused of lying and forcibly removed for requesting promised amenities. In essence, La Maison d'Eté presents as a poorly managed property that prioritizes its own needs over guest satisfaction, lacking basic standards of hospitality. Banana Beach Club, discrimination, overcharging, and poor standards. Banana Beach Club attracts a disproportionate number of complaints relating to discrimination and biased treatment. The most serious allegation concerns racial discrimination, with reviewers claiming South African patrons of color were pressured to close their tabs significantly faster than other customers. This is a severe accusation indicating systemic issues with staff attitudes and management oversight. Aside from discrimination, price gouging and deceptive practices are frequently mentioned. Customers report being overcharged for drinks, receiving misleading information about happy hour deals, and feeling ripped off due to unclear pricing. The quality of drinks is also questioned, with complaints about weak alcohol content despite high prices. Further contributing to a negative experience are safety concerns and poor hygiene. One reviewer details a frightening assault attempt linked to the club's security, accusing them of involvement in organized crime. Other reviewers cite filthy restroom facilities shared with a petrol station, lacking basic sanitation like soap and toilet paper. The long wait times for service, coupled with rude staff, exacerbate these problems. Banana Beach Club appears to be a venue with serious issues relating to safety, fairness, and basic sanitation. Concepts Department Store, consistently poor customer service. The overwhelming theme across reviews of Concepts Department Store, specifically the Flock location, is exceptionally poor customer service. Reviewers consistently describe staff as unprofessional, unwelcoming, inattentive, and rude. This manifests in several ways: cashiers failing to engage with customers, sales staff being overly aggressive in their following of shoppers, and a general lack of courtesy. Other issues include pricing discrepancies and difficulties with returns. Customers report being charged incorrect prices and being refused refunds for damaged goods. There are also complaints about employees being preoccupied with personal conversations rather than assisting customers. The overall impression is a store lacking in basic customer service training and a disregard for customer satisfaction. The repetition of complaints, even stretching back several years, suggests these problems are deeply ingrained within the company culture at this location. Generalized observations for the area: based on this analysis, businesses in the vicinity of the Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa appear to struggle with consistency and service quality. While some establishments may offer appealing settings, these are often overshadowed by issues with customer service training, a recurring issue across all three businesses, indicating a potential lack of investment in staff development. Operational inefficiencies, problems with bookings, billing, maintenance, and order fulfillment. Accountability and responsiveness. Businesses often fail to address customer complaints or provide adequate solutions. Transparency. Several complaints refer to a lack of transparency in pricing. These issues could significantly impact the overall tourist experience and potentially detract from the reputation of the Radisson Blu Resort itself, as visitors may encounter these problems during their travels. This analysis covers all the businesses analyzed in the area and provides insights into what travelers can expect when staying near Radisson Blu Poste Lafayette Resort and Spa, Mauritius.